So I had an idea a little while ago where I was like, Caleb, what if we reviewed porn parodies? And immediately you're like, Nick, I have a wife.
Yeah, I remember that conversation, yeah.
Yeah, and then, being single, I'm just like, well, I guess I could do this, and then you could just react to this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say that I basically went through the depths of hell doing this, but I learned a lot of stuff, and it turned out to be more work than I thought it would be. To kind of just sit through this stuff.
Well, you can only orgasm so many times in a day.
Yeah, right? I mean, it was really hard watching these in 5-minute increments. We've been filming this episode since we started the podcast. The first idea that I had was we talked about it in I think a ramble. Where I said, have you seen like the That 70s Show porn parody?
Yes.
And funny enough, my mom had listened to the episode and she's just like, actually, that sounds kind of interesting. I'm kind of curious now. It's like, I want to see what you were talking about there, which is a hilarious conversation to have with your parents.
That's on the Patreon, by the way. This is a public episode. That's on the Patreon, the one you're referring to. So if you want to know the full lore, if you want to hear the full extent, sign up at patreon.com/yourolderbrothers for $5 a month, and you can hear Nick talk about his relationship with his mom.
You can hear me be a pervert. When I was researching this episode, I wanted to choose like 3 different porn parodies just to see if there was not really like any artistic merit, because I don't expect these to be like masterpiece theater. Mm-hmm. But I did want to see if there was like anything kind of on the That 70s Show level where it's like that parody had good jokes. Genuinely. I was like, belly laughing at certain scenes. I'm like, oh, that's actually well written. This scenario is funny. You couldn't do this in an actual episode of That 70s Show, so that's, it's a little elevated in that sense.
It was good enough that you forgot to touch your penis.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was engrossed in the plot, and I was like, really? I was searching online for some of the best parodies we could do, stuff that we would both know, and I found 3. And I told you the first one already, which is MASH. You and I are both fans of MASH.
The porn parody.
Yeah. Not the show. The show fucking sucks.
Yeah, I hate the show.
No.
Yeah.
But
was your family a MASH family? My family watched a lot of MASH when I was young.
Yeah, I would say so. I actually found it kind of independent of them, and then later on I was like, hey, I've been watching this show called MASH, and I'm like, oh yeah.
Have you seen the Altman film?
No, I have not actually.
It's different, and some people who are fans of the show MASH would probably say the movie sucks, as my parents do. And I'm a fan of Robert Altman a lot, and I like the movie. I like the show. They're very different. The movie is much more of it's a Robert Altman movie, and the show is, an American sitcom. So it's like Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore, and the show Alice.
Yes.
It's pretty much the same difference, where it's like you're really not getting the same experience, but some of the cast members are the same, like Radar. It's the same actor. And maybe 1 or 2 other people tangentially, but almost all of the principal cast entirely has changed.
Yeah.
The movie, though, does have a Gooner moment in it. So you need to watch it for that alone. Sally Kellerman, who plays Hot Lips.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a blink and you'll miss it moment, but it is there.
I know exactly what moment you're talking about. It's one thing I've seen from the movie.
Of course. Did they parody that in your film?
They did not, no.
Okay.
I will say this. They didn't parody any famous moments. The stuff that's like recurring in the show, they definitely do mention, like when Radar's like, we have incoming, or something like that. Or I will say this. The guy who directed this, his name is Will Ryder.
Okay.
Not his real name. But he did do his research with the script, because you can tell it's written by somebody who has seen the show a decent amount. And it's based on the first 3 seasons, because you still have Trapper. They didn't get BJ Honeycutt yet.
Oh, yes. Who sucks, by the way. I hate the season 4 replacements are terrible.
Yeah, I don't like BJ, but I do feel like you kind of missed out on a very obvious joke by not having a character named BJ.
Yeah.
But they're all the recurring stuff that you think they would bring up, like Frank's wife, his relationship with Hot Lips, the rapport of them in like the operating theater. Everything is there, and it's very oddly like heartwarming to see in some sense. Maybe that's not the best word.
Yeah.
But it is written by somebody who genuinely has seen like a good amount of MASH.
Yeah, it's respectful to the spirit of the show.
It's respectful to the source material.
Yeah.
Which is what I want in a porn parody.
Have you seen a lot of MASH?
I've seen probably at least half of MASH. I've seen mostly the first like 4 seasons up until Colonel Henry's replacement. Yeah.
So that's the end of season 3 is Henry dying because those 2 actors were just getting written out of the show.
Yeah.
You know, so, but the end of season 3 is Radar coming in giving the news. He's like, his plane got shot. It spun out. There were no survivors.
Yeah.
It's like a famous iconic.
Over the Sea of Japan. Yeah.
And that's and it's the last line of dialogue in that season, and then it just fades to black, and then it's credits, and it's like, whoa, season finale. In your porn parody, I'm imagining it's a thing of like, you know, like they have to write out Henry, and it's like, he was caught in an underage gangbang in Tokyo. He's been sentenced to life in prison without parole.
He was sucked off over the Sea of Japan.
and then it does like the water dissolve kind of thing to the scene.
I will say nothing of that sort happens, unfortunately. This is based on the first 3 seasons. So you do have Colonel Henry, you do have Trapper. Mm-hmm. I don't think there's anybody else. You don't get, who's that fucking like fat guy who talks like Frasier?
The replacement, Frank's replacement.
Yeah. So you've got the main principal.
Because they're all just the 3 replacements are all just like bad versions of the characters you love of Trapper McIntyre, Henry, the commander of the camp, and John, the guy from Boston, but he has like a British accent for some reason.
Winchester.
Something like that. Yeah.
He's named after like a rifle, like Winchester Lancaster or something. Yeah. Anyway.
Remington Winchester.
Yes.
And he pulls out his Remington, his 12-inch Remington.
His 12, yeah. So I will say this, Caleb. At Your Older Brothers LLC, we do care about supporting artists and stuff like that. And if it's one thing you know, it's that I love collecting physical media. So, Caleb. Caleb. I went to a website that continues to send me emails, and I got the DVD of Not MASH XXX. And I want you to take a look at this cover. So take a look at the front cover.
Okay, toss it over.
One thing you'll notice about the front of the cover is it does have all the cast, pretty much everyone you would assume. All the men are clothed. All the women have their tits out, which I think is very unfair. Not that I want the men to have their dicks out in the cover or something, but it is like, that's one thing I looked at and I'm like, really?
This looks like if someone freed, you know how Grok got freed to be a Nazi? This looks like if you freed up ChatGPT to allow like pornographic nudity. Well, not pornographic, just nudity, but... Oh my god, so we have Down syndrome Radar holding a teddy bear.
Radar does look pretty accurate, honestly, for who they could get.
Sure, yeah, he's a short, stubby guy with the glasses and the hat. Mm-hmm. Henry just looks like a fucking Italian stud.
Yeah, in the behind the scenes, this dude is like a semi-retired porn star. Like he was big in the 70s and 80s. And he's just like, well, I want to start fucking broads again.
Yeah.
So he's like a legend, apparently. I didn't know who he was, but yeah.
Good casting. Mm-hmm. We have Trevor Moore as Hawkeye.
Yes. His Hawkeye wig is so funny.
I'm guessing that's supposed to be Frank based on the hat.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Decent. Oh my god. What am I looking at down here? What is this? Who is this?
I believe that is Corporal Klinger.
I think you're right.
Yes. The guy who plays Klinger, by the way, is such like a old queen. It's so funny. He's just like constantly in the behind the scenes, just like being the most passive aggressive bastard to everybody.
Does he have a gay scene?
Klinger does not have any like sex scene in this, unfortunately. Unfortunately.
This is real. I'm staring at this like the monkeys looking at the obelisk in 2001.
So, Caleb, you've seen the front of it. Go ahead and turn that DVD over. This DVD has a ton of special features.
I would like to quickly say that before I've even turned it over, you know the side where you have the title of the movie?
The spine.
The spine, thank you. We'll edit that so I say spine. I'd like to point out that they did their best to make sure that every nipple made its way onto the spine.
They really did. They stacked it up 100%.
All right, let's see what this back is. Oh my god.
And basically what Caleb is looking at right now, can you explain what you're seeing to the audience?
I want you to imagine, like, you know the gas chambers at Auschwitz? I want you to imagine if it had better lighting, but you have all the naked bodies just laying there. And then you got like a really powerful like wind cannon and kind of knocked a few of them around. That's sort of what I'm seeing here. Oh my God.
So I can't see from here, but I assume the back, Caleb, tell me if I'm wrong,
You can't see.
is just like the shots of like pretty much every scene in graphic detail.
That's a lot of scenes.
Yes.
There's a lot of photos on the back here.
There are 5 or 6 sex scenes, I think, in this one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because
Then there's a few pictures from each scene.
Yes. One thing that I have to say that I didn't really realize, but I guess makes sense. Caleb, this is like 2.5 hours long. Because this is basically, if you think about it, all the written stuff does end up making like the equivalent of one episode of MASH, but then you do have to have like a 25-30 minute sex scene.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to get your money's worth.
So I didn't realize how long these were going to be. This is why it actually took a while.
Can I read the back of the box here? This
Please do.
Interesting text. So at the very top, it says the most watched TV show. Is MASH the most watched show?
They at least had the most watched finale. Okay. So that probably is true.
Okay.
Yeah.
The most watched TV show, XXX style, not MASH. Mm-hmm. And then it has a little ribbon like you have on a DVD box where it says like winner Academy Award 2015 X Play AVN Award Best Parody.
Adult Video Network.
Which is that what Mark Wahlberg wins in Boogie Nights when he's at that award ceremony? He's like, thank you, and he wins the Best Actor award.
The AVN, from my research, from what I can tell, is basically their Oscars.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I assume so.
I think that's what's being portrayed in Boogie Nights.
Yeah.
Here's the description. Colonel Blake begs Hawkeye and Trapper to find a nurse to deflower Radar, but nobody volunteers, so they offer That's pretty funny. So they offer an unauthorized boob job as reward. Major Burns and Houlihan suspect the worst, but can't prove a thing. As hardcore fucking, cocksucking, and pussy eating explode at the 477th MASH in this amazing spoof of the 1970s classic TV show. And then at the bottom it says, it has like, it has stuff that we're all going to want to know, the aspect ratio, the runtime, And then it says 4 hours total footage. So is there like behind the scenes?
Yes. There is an hour and some change behind the scenes. It's actually split up into 2 like BTS stuff. And I will say this is the only one that really had any extensive behind the scenes. And I was kind of disappointed because this is the first one I watched for this research. The other ones really only have like a 5-minute thing of like, yo, sup, I'm the guy, I'm playing the plumber. And it's really sad. This actually has some genuinely like real behind the scenes, like, a guy holding a camera interviewing the people.
Hearts of Darkness kind of behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Will Ryder sitting on a log with man tits.
Yeah.
Wow. Art.
Yeah.
And it says at the bottom, in all caps, parody, not from the makers of the TV show. Oh, thank you.
Yes.
You almost confused that. Do you want this back?
I would love this back. Caught it. So
that was kind of a crazy throw for me to do.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought that.
You threw it like sideways at me. Man, I'm really looking back at the fucking photos on the back, and it really is just the most graphic scenes.
I didn't expect to be ambushed this way with the artwork.
Yeah, so this does have a total runtime of 2 hours, 11 minutes.
Yeah.
Which is the shortest of the ones that I watched.
Yeah.
One of them does cross the 3-hour mark.
That's, you said 2.5 for one of them? Or wait, no, you said this one was 2. Or wait, which one was 2.5?
This is, I guess, 2:11. The others are about 3 hours, the other ones.
Okay.
And I didn't know that ahead of time.
Yeah.
And then once I watched this and I said, oh, wow, this was very long. And I put the others into my PlayStation because I don't have a DVD player. And I saw 3 hours and said, oh, no. Because this felt like an eternity if you're just watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't enjoyable?
I will say this, and I don't want to say too much about this and get too personal, but you would think that this would be, how do I phrase this? It's less sexy watching this than you think it would be. Like you think at least on a basic level, as a bachelor, you'd be like, oh, this is, entertaining or something. There's like a weird, I don't know if it's like sleaze to it, but when I was watching behind the scenes, there's like something that I guess like kind of soured me on the whole thing. Mm-hmm. So there's a scene, and nobody cares about spoilers, so I'll just say this. At the end, they do get somebody to fuck Radar. And Radar, in the end, is like, eating this girl out. And the director in the behind the scenes for one of the bloopers is like, cut. And he's like, hey, Radar. you know, I'm filming a movie here. It's like, you're eating her pussy too well. I need to see what you're doing. So don't eat it well, eat it good for the camera. And that kind of, in a sense, I was just like, that made me feel bad in a weird way. Not that I'm like, I mean, honestly, everybody consented and everything, blah, blah, blah. It's, you know, you're making a picture. But that something in me was just like, this feels a little scummy. So it kind of soured me to the whole thing.
It breaks the illusion that you're watching people enjoy having sex with each other.
And, you know, I don't have like a cloud over my head where I'm just like, oh, they're in love with each other. They're having fun the entire time, these porn stars. But that was one thing where I'm just like, okay. And the director was also kind of like mean behind the scenes. So very bizarre.
Yeah, I don't mean it in terms of like you think they are having intimate connections emotionally.
Yeah.
More just that like if you're watching a porn parody where it's not just people having sex, but it's like it's costumes and it has a story and acting, whatever. Like when they're actually having sex, you can probably easily imagine that like they're not really having to act there. It's just like, oh well, they're just, you know, these are just people who are comfortable doing it in front of people or on camera knowing people are going to see it, but otherwise they're just kind of having sex the way they would. But then when the director is like, you know, you're doing it wrong, I need it to look good for the camera, then it's kind of like, oh yeah, this isn't like they're not enjoying it, this is like they're, you know, you remember that the whole thing is a performance. You know what I mean?
There's also in the same scene, apparently the guy playing Radar in his one scene came 3 times before he was supposed to. And the director is just like, if you're going to do it, just pull out, just stop. Like he had a real like meltdown on set kind of moment. He's like, just stop doing it. If you're going to come, don't fucking come.
Wow.
And I'm like, wow, dude, let him fucking come.
That must be an annoying thing for a director where it's like, we only can do this once.
Yeah.
Or maybe twice.
Like when they fuck up an explosion in the movie, like, all right, we have to reset. It's going to take like an hour to do everything. But I guess your refractory period depends on who you are, I guess. So maybe you could get back into it. But yeah.
It's like, damn it. Well, it's like with an explosion, it's like, we got to rebuild the whole set. But like with this, it's like, God damn, we got to wait until like later tonight.
We got to wait till his dick's hard again.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I do want to talk about the plot of this because it does follow like an actual storyline. It's not really just like vignettes of like, you know, oh, Trapper is messing with Frank again or anything. I will say this, by the way, last thing I'll say about this. The menu is actually an animated menu. It does have like a parody of the Mass song kind of going like their own thing.
Self-suck is painless.
Yeah, every one of these does do a parody of the theme song to what it's from.
Yeah.
To their credit. I mean, that is a little bit like, you know, they put an effort.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. The composer was like up all night, like, you know, honey, this is going to be the big breakthrough.
Yeah. In terms of the cast, Radar sounds actually on point. He's saying stuff that you think he would say. Hawkeye is pretty okay. I mean, he does kind of have the, you know, Hawkeye, what would you call it? Like that kind of bass in his thing. We're just like, Frank. Like, you know, that kind of thing. He has the haircut, and he's doing a decent job. Trapper is also pretty whatever. Frank is pretty good. He has that whine. He's like, well, hot, like Margaret. He's always talking about, like, his wife.
Margaret?
Yes, he does have that, like, whiny bitch voice. But the lady playing Hot Lips is probably actually has Down syndrome or something. She does not, all she does is like, she's like, Frank. Like she's doing just like kind of angry Margaret the entire time, but it doesn't really sound like her. One thing that I do think is really funny is all the men in all of these parodies are trying their heart out. All the women do not give a single fuck that they're in a parody.
Well, they've just been abused their whole lives, you know? So like they don't give a shit.
They can't listen to instructions apparently.
Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah. If you're a female porn star, your life, unless you're so successful that like, you know, you have enough money and happiness outside of porn that you can kind of just like ignore the trauma of what you're going through.
Yeah.
Unless you're in that like top tier elite level or whatever, your life is basically just like, you know, you're not being raped, but you're just being used. And that is definitely more damaging to a woman's psyche than a man's.
The porn industry is harder on women, 100%.
Definitely.
And
yeah.
I mean, but these people are working like on an actual set with like protections and stuff. It's not like, you know, filmed on like some dirty mattress or like a casting couch or something.
Yeah.
Like they are getting like, in terms of this industry, like official work.
Sure. And anything official can still be the same way that like Hollywood movies, you know, people can just can be overworked and not get compensated and all that stuff. Like you know, it's going to be harder on a woman to have to go through this stuff where it's like you have to you know, for the man, it's like, well, this is just sort of like dudes rock stuff. It's like I get to live out my fantasy of just like having sex with every woman that exists, but it's like, what woman is happy with that, you know?
Yeah.
With like, you know, just being a rag doll. Can you point out to me which one is Houlihan?
Yeah. Let me take a look. Where did I put it? Right here. She should be the blonde one. Yeah, she's the blonde one that's right by Frank right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And everybody vaguely looks like their character, except Henry Blake. He just has his like fishing hat, like his bucket hat with the lures in it, and his like was it like Iowa State sweater?
I think that is, I think you're right about that, yeah.
So, I mean, costumes are honestly pretty on point as far as you would want. I mean, if somebody showed me a picture of this and it's like, what TV shows? I'd be like, oh, that's MASH.
Costumes and production design were top tier. That's why it won the Oscar.
The Oscar for best costumes. The sets are also really good. The two main sets they have are Colonel Henry's office, which looks pretty good. And the way they set up the cameras is the same as like in the show. So there's no like, the fourth wall breaking, like literal fourth wall.
Yeah.
The tent that Trapper and Hawkeye share also looks pretty good. I mean, there's little things they have to change, but they do have the still. They do have like the pole in the middle of it. They do have like their beds and like Frank's bed as well. Looks pretty good. And then they also just kind of have like the operating theater set is fine, you know, not as big as the show, but honestly, you know, their budget isn't as big as the show. So in terms of set design and costume design, pretty on point. I'd give it like, honestly, for a porn parody, like 9 out of 10. It's actually really good.
Okay.
They did put in some effort.
Sloppenheimer.
Sloppenheimer XXX. So how this starts is, like you read on the back, Radar's messing up at work. He's not as focused, and they determine it's because he's a virgin. So Hawkeye and Trapper, who love Radar, are just like, man, we need to get him some pussy. Naturally. So they go around and schmooze all the nurses, and they're just like, hey, how would you like to take one for the team with Radar? And they're just like, ew, Radar, he's so gross and everything. And I'm going to be skipping over a lot, honestly, because it really is just kind of like 3 or 4 minutes here and then like 30 minutes of sex.
Yeah, it's like a lot of nonverbal acting.
Yeah.
Gestures with a penis.
Yeah. They eventually go to Colonel Henry's office. And Colonel Henry, by the way, this is so bizarre. This is something they made for the parody. I had to look up and make sure this lady wasn't in it. He just has some random, like, Korean whore in his office.
Oh, yeah, no, that is a thing in the show.
But not consistently, though.
Like living with him?
Yes, she's in every scene with him.
Okay, yeah, no, that is, yeah.
He is philandering, of course, like everybody is.
He has that, there's like the girl in town that he goes to. It's like a bath. It's like a sauna or something.
Yeah, this is different.
Yeah.
It's a girl named Sun Shi. And the moment you hear her speak, Caleb, they talk to Henry and they're just like, we need somebody to fuck Radar's cock. And she goes in the most extreme Asian accent I've ever heard. She go, you want me sucky fucky Radar? And by the way, in the behind the scenes, this girl is just like from Seattle. She's like, hey, my name's, I think, Miko. Yeah, I'm excited to be acting in here. Yeah. And it's like, why did they make her do the most racist accent?
That is how they, to be fair, that is how they talk in MASH. That is how the Koreans are portrayed, yeah.
Yeah, I will say, in the original MASH, my pet peeve is they have everybody talk like a Japanese person where they're like, oh, Hawkeye-san. And it's like, that's not Korean.
The Asians, the quote-unquote Koreans in the show, because that show was shot in LA.
Yeah.
A lot of the Koreans in the show are just random Asians.
Yes.
And they're all people who speak with our accent. So they're all doing different Asian voice.
Yeah, eventually they do get better. They get actual Korean actors, but like season 1 through 3 is really just like, we just found like a Mongolian.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, hey, I'm Chong Sung-hook, by the way, from the North Korean army. Yeah. It's really bad. This is kind of setting up everybody's relationship. And you do see Frank and Hot Lips. Their relationship is pretty accurate, where they're having like an affair, and then Frank will mention his wife, and then Margaret will crash out and be like, oh, Frank, stop talking about her. Frank is, very whiny. There's a loudspeaker transitions where it's like, attention, everybody in the mess tent. And there's like little kind of jokes in between. There is a laugh track on this as well.
Nice.
And this is one of the things where as I'm watching this, I'm like, okay, I'm kind of getting into the vibe of That 70s Show one, where I'm like, this is pretty accurate, paying attention. Then we get to our first, not even sex scene. It's just very bizarre, where it's like, what is going on? Trapper and Hawkeye are talking about something, and they're just like, "Oh my god, we forgot about our date with Nurse Daisy." And then she just has like a masturbation scene for like 20 minutes, and I'm like, "Okay, come on, speed it up, speed it up. I don't care about this bitch."
Does anyone on Earth care about that?
No, I will say this: when I was buying this DVD, this was in the section for like popular with women. So I guess
Really?
women like this, apparently. And I guess you can tell by, like, the scene. I guess women want to see that, maybe?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't want to see it.
If you're a woman, write in and let us know if you want to watch a girl rub her slit for 20 minutes or whatever.
Yeah. I don't know. I really... It was kind of just out of left field, where it's just like, oh my god, we forgot about this chick, and then she just does that. But everything else is a sex scene. So,
Okay.
But this was the one thing. This is actually the one only scene in the entire stuff I've seen where it's just that.
You get mad. You're like, you're not allowed to do that without me there.
Yes, there's not a guy here. I can't insert myself into the situation. You fucking.
You don't get to do that for yourself.
You don't. You're not allowed to have pleasure, bitch.
I tell you.
And then so Radar walks back into the office, and he's watching Colonel Henry get sucked off by the Korean, and he's like, "Oh my god!" And then that's the first scene that Colonel Henry has with her. They have two scenes that are both just sex scenes, and they're kind of repeating. I didn't like that.
Damn.
They need to be unique.
Yeah.
I did not like that.
They missed an opportunity to do one in the shower because Henry's always in the shower when Radar comes in and bothers him and stuff.
Yeah.
They could have done something where he sneaks in the Korean girl through the back, through the tear in the tent. You know, a real fan would have known to do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Will, you're a fake fucking fan of MASH.
And you're mean to Radar.
And you're mean to Radar. That was mean. I love the guy who plays Radar. He's actually very sweet and cute. It's very funny. So Hawkeye and Trapper at this point are trying to convince the nurses to have sex with Radar, and everybody's like kind of rebuking him. And then you see Klinger walk in, he's like, "I volunteer." And Klinger, to his credit, every scene that has Klinger in it, which is about like 4 or 5 like, non-sex scenes, he is wearing like a different dress or outfit.
Nice.
So that is another thing where I'm just, okay, the production had the budget for 5 outfits.
Yeah. Well, they just took the clothes from the girls who were in the movie.
Yes, they did. They're just like, "Can we use your your grandma's dress?" During some of the surgery scenes, there are some decent jokes. Like, one I wrote down is Frank was, they're always, like, fucking with Frank while they're operating. And Frank is like, "I'm running out of patience." And then Hawkeye'd be like, "Said the unemployed doctor." Stuff like that, where I'm just like, okay, there actually is some joke writing or lifting. Because the director did also write this as well.
Leave some for the enemy, Frank.
Yeah.
Yeah. Typical. They're shitting on him.
Yeah.
He's always losing patience.
Even behind the scenes, he's directing, I think, mostly Frank's character, where he's like, "No, you need to deliver this line more whiny, like Frank would." And it's like, okay, he actually probably genuinely likes the show.
I guess.
Which I guess is what you want if you're like genuinely watching these for to enjoy them.
Radar would not pre-jack. What the fuck? That's not true to the spirit.
My notes are kind of scattered because it really is just kind of like nothing and then a sex scene, because at some point Trapper just like fucks a nurse and he's just like, "Okay, now you need to fuck Radar," and she's like, "Okay," but then never does. And then like there's a scene later where Frank and Margaret are hanging out, and I wrote down, because this was so bizarre, he's just like, "Margaret, I need a little something," in his like whiny voice, and she's like, "Okay, Frank," and she whips out a tit and he starts sucking her tits like the dog in Eraserhead. Do you remember that?
The dog in Eraserhead?
There's a scene where the guy goes over to his girlfriend's house, and there's like the mom dog getting nursed on by like 4 little dogs, and the dogs are going ham. In my brain, that was the kind of same thing I saw. It's very bizarre the way he does it.
Like not a sexual, like I'm kissing her nipple kind of thing.
It's like a baby, like, sucking on a bottle or something, which I guess is funny, but I'm just like, what the fuck is he doing? It's so unsexy and kind of gross. Yeah, that's another thing where as I'm watching this, I'm like, this isn't sexy. This is very like kind of sleazy, and I don't really like it.
Yeah.
There's another funny scene afterwards where they're trying to offer all the nurses boob jobs to fuck Radar, but like I guess nobody's really like biting at the opportunity. And at some point they're talking with Colonel Henry in his office with the Korean lady there, and she's just like, "Oh, you want me to do it?" And Frank, for some reason, just goes, "You're such a whore," and leaves. It's very mean.
That's also true to Frank.
It is true to Frank, but it's just very like bizarrely rude.
Yeah. That is in Frank's character, that he is like very needy and childish, but then as soon as he has something where he can like turn his nose up at somebody, he just immediately becomes like, "Oh, fuck you, you're beneath me," Like he is just that classic. He is like a 5-year-old in that way. So, so far I got to say this is pretty I gotta own this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll go with that.
During this scene, by the way, I was like pointing at the TV and screaming because I don't know who did this. Someone in Frank's office, he has like, a corkboard with like stuff pinned in there. Mm-hmm. He has like a birthday card, I assume from his son in universe. And it's a sailboat, and next to it is just a fucking Star of David. I was looking at the screen going, what? What is it? Because nobody in MASH is Jewish. Uh-huh. And I looked it up. The director of this is not Jewish as well. I don't think anybody really is. Well, I mean, we know the industry.
Well, yeah, famously, Jews are not related to porn at all.
Yeah. They famously stay out of the industry.
They turn their nose up at that. They say that's against my religion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I looked at that and was just like, why did they do this? Who drew this? Because
I don't know.
Yeah, it's so bizarre, and I was like, okay, interesting. I'm connecting the clues. I'm like the guy in Under the Silver Lake, where I'm like, they left it here for me to find. I need to put everything together to find the secret meaning of the MASH porn parody.
So we got Harmony Korine putting the Star of David in
Gummo on the Black Midget. Yeah.
We got the Star of David in the porns. We got 2 points on the map so far. So we got to consume more media and find more hidden stars of David in porny things.
It's all connected.
Exploited.
So after this, they say, quote, "It's now time for Operation Big Tits." They finally found a lady who's willing to undergo the breast enlargement procedure to, fuck Radar. She's like, fine, I'll do this. And I will say this. They have, a zoom cut, dissolve that made me howl laughing. She's on the operating table naked, completely naked, which you don't need to be. But I found that funny.
For a boob job?
Yes. She's getting the boob job. They zoom in on her butthole and dissolve and pull out, and then it's Radar. They do a cut with that, and I was like, okay, I appreciate the artistic merit there, but you don't need to do that.
I appreciate the artistic merit of zooming in on a naked woman's asshole.
I will say I've never seen that before.
Me neither, but now I've seen it in my mind's eye.
I guess so.
So have the listeners.
We'll watch it later, and I'll show Caleb. No, we won't.
This will be one of our sipping games.
Yeah. Oh my god. We're gonna fucking die. After this, there is the scene where Radar, they're just like, Radar, we found you a girl who's going to suck your dick. And he's like, oh boy, oh boy. He walks in, sees the nurse. He walks in and has his best suit on, his dress blues and a bouquet of flowers. He goes in, sees the nurse, she takes her tits out and he faints. And then he wakes up and she's already sucking his dick, which is rape. Not really, but...
Are you saying that for my benefit?
For Caleb's benefit, because he doesn't
start arguing with you.
Yeah, because he doesn't believe.
For the record, because they haven't heard it. They haven't heard it, Nick, because it got cut.
Oh fuck, we might have cut that. Yeah.
Rape is when it's. That's my position anyway.
Okay, Caleb, you're wrong.
And it just got cut out again. Damn it.
But Radar is getting his dick sucked. He wakes up and he's like, "Oh boy," and they do have a sex scene, and
oh boy.
He does say that genuinely. And then at the end, he has his release and he's like, oh, this was so awesome. Thank you, everybody. And then it ends and they're just like, So that was the storyline of not MASH XXX.
Sounds pretty good.
Pretty good. I will say in terms of story, it was obviously they're not going to do this in the real MASH, but if you made a porn version of MASH, this is something where all the characters are acting in ways that they would in the show and are doing things. Because at the end, they do place an ad where it's free boob jobs to all the nurses, but they frame it as written by Frank. And then Hot Lips at the end just starts beating him.
Yeah.
So they do end up framing him, and there is a thing of okay, I can tell the guy watched the show. It is funny. I did chuckle a couple times at some of the jokes. I think the sets and the costumes are pretty good. I do think that there is this kind of level of sleaze involved, and I did know this before I watched the behind the scenes. That kind of is a little off-putting. I didn't feel it with the That 70 Show one, and I didn't feel it with the other ones. So I don't know.
It had an aura. It had some kind of energy that just told you it was wrong.
It's that je ne sais quoi. I really don't know what it is, but there's something about this that just seems very off-putting. Can't put my finger on it. I
can't put your penis on it.
I can't finger it at all.
Damn.
Yeah. I do want to say there are some extra special features besides bloopers and the behind the scenes that I do want to talk about. There is a for your consideration reel from the director where he's just yeah, look at all this stuff I directed for the, AVN Awards if you're going to choose me. Yeah. And I guess he ended up winning, so.
He took home Best Director for this?
I think so, or for something. Let's see. What does it say on the back? Yeah, it doesn't say what year, but it says Will Ryder, Director of the Year at AVN and a bunch of other stuff that I didn't know existed, actually.
Damn, so this swept.
I guess it did.
This is like this was Titanic.
Titanic, yeah. I think that actually exists. I think I saw that on the website, too.
Damn it, I'm a hack.
But another thing that I think is really funny is there's an anti-piracy PSA where they have all the actors, not from here, but just like some of the big ones in general, where they're just like, thank you for purchasing this DVD. You are like helping end piracy and supporting creators. And I'm like, okay, dude. No. And then like the last one is just Ron Jeremy. And he's like, thank you for doing that.
Ron Jeremy, who's currently in prison for rape.
For actual like fucked up rape.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Fuck Ron Jeremy, by the way. I don't know how he was allowed to have like a real career. He's so creepy.
He's one of the ugliest looking men of all time.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen him when he was young?
Yeah,
he still looked like shit.
Still fucked up.
Because you see him now and you're like, oh, maybe he had some kind of like, who's the guy? Like, he has like a fisherman kind of quality where you're like, you look at him now and you go, oh, maybe back in the day he looked kind of like, not hot, not one of these actors from this movie. But not a pretty boy, but you could picture in your mind how maybe he had some kind of like firefighter, Alaska fisherman kind of quality. But then you look at like pictures of him from like the 80s and he still looks like an ugly like rat, like just a rat man.
I guess, yeah. I mean, I guess he had it,
Yeah.
But man,
the rape instinct.
The
instinct.
So I do want to talk a little bit about the director, because he's done a ton of parodies before this and after this as well. Will Ryder, I want you to guess what his breakthrough parody that changed the porn game was based on a TV show. This is the one, by the way, that kind of started the craze of like porn parodies in general. They've always kind of been around, but this is the one that really like sent it into the stratosphere, which was, he filmed this in the 2000s. It's not a TV show from the 2000s. It's an older show that everybody knows.
Seinfeld?
No, but there is 2 Seinfeld parodies.
Friends?
No. Okay, we got to go a little bit older. More classic.
Frasier?
More older, more classic, my friend.
More older, more classic.
What's something your parents probably watched?
Well, I mean, my parents like Frasier. They like MASH. I'm trying to think of what other shows are from the 80s or before that were like sitcoms that are beloved. But I don't know. Happy Days?
You're pretty close, I'll say. It is The Brady Bunch.
I've never seen that, and I don't think my parents have ever watched that for themselves either. Yeah, okay. I know nothing about The Brady Bunch at all.
Okay, well, let me say something. And this is one thing that kind of like, put a bad taste in my mouth. No pun intended. But The Brady Bunch has a ton of children in it.
Oh.
And it's about, a family of like 2 people come together, like, Miss Brady and whatever, who basically, they had kids from, I don't know if was it kids' previous marriage? It has to be, I guess. But it's basically like 2 families kind of getting like slammed together from what I remember.
A blended family.
A blended family, I guess. And I'm kind of thinking, how do you film a porn parody where most of the actors are not of age? Like, it has to just be like Mr. and Mrs. Brady and then like the milkman or like their other friends or something.
Yeah.
Or they have to be like, oh, whatever, Marcia, you just turned 18. You can do this.
I think, well, it would be legal. I would assume you can probably do it if you have a scene where like the kids are leaving for school and then like if they're not on set when you're filming sex, it's probably because that movie with that Michael Haneke movie, The Piano Teacher.
Yeah. Like
that movie has kids in it, and then there's like that scene where she sees like porn on the thing, but it's not like there were kids there. I think if kids aren't present, it's probably legal.
Okay, well, let me say something. What I'm saying is, in the original Brady Bunch, most of the actors are children. I assume they don't have real children on the set of not the Brady's XXX.
So you did not see this one?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this actually, I didn't find this on the website. I had to look this up later, but...
What if you watch it and it is just kids?
Oh my God.
like adults playing the kid roles, but like, like it's like Timmy in Whitest Kids, like
yes.
little cap on his head.
Yeah, and this is something that I looked at the other parodies that he did. And some of these, I understand, like, okay, this makes sense. There's a ton of adult actors in there. And other ones I'm like, really? Caleb, I want to read you a list of his other work.
Okay.
This one is called... This one is a re-release after a famous event happened. It's called Not Bill Cosby, XXX, Putting My Dick Where It Don't Belong. This is a supercut of Not the Cosbys 1 and 2 with the best scenes, apparently.
Okay.
Here are some other ones. Some of these are head scratchers. Some of these do make sense of why people would want a porn parody of this. Manson Family Triple X. What the fuck could that be, by the way? Golden Girls. Jersey Boys. Oh, God. American Hustle.
What?
Yes, the David O. Russell Kino.
A porn parody of the forgotten. I think it's a great movie, but people just, that movie just, no one remembers that.
I don't remember at all. I saw it and it was deleting my brain like Tron Ares.
Wow.
Three Stooges, which I do want to see because that sounds hilarious. Beverly Hillbillies.
What?
The Flintstones.
What?
Married with Children, which makes sense.
Why are these all like boomer ass shows? Who wants a porn parody of these like 70s, 80s like corny TV shows? I really thought, Nick, what you're about to say was like Pirates of the Caribbean, Transformers, Star Wars, like that kind of shit.
Well, we know those exist already because we've seen them. But think about this though, Caleb. These are coming out in the early 2000s. If you're watching these shows, you're probably at least, if you're watching a porn parody of that, you're at least probably like 30 years old and have knowledge of these shows to some extent, like you're watching them growing up.
Yeah.
I mean, the wife on Married Children is fucking hot as hell. Katie Seagal.
Oh, yeah. Leela.
Yeah, she's always dressed in very erotic clothing on the show. So I could see why somebody would be like, oh, I really need to see that.
I guess it makes, if you're going to buy porn, you're probably not our age. You're probably
an older person. Yeah. I assume the market for anybody who's doing the stuff that I did is like at least 40 years old.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, at this point. More parodies, Caleb. Grease.
Okay. That's also underage.
Yes.
They're teenagers in that.
Oh, you're not ready for the other ones. We got Love Boat.
Is that the one with the little midget Asian guy on like a yacht?
I think that's Fantasy Island.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right about that.
Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
South Park.
Ooh.
Which they are in 4th grade. And I'm pretty sure it is a thing of just like, oh, Stan is like fucking some, I don't know. That's one thing where I'm looking this up and like, how do you actually film this in a way that doesn't seem scummy? Because you can't just have like Mr. Mackey, like fucking like Kyle's mom or something.
Yeah.
You can't just have the parents.
I sincerely doubt that they're trying to think of a way to do it where it's not going to seem scummy. Like you're making porn.
Yeah.
Like they're not going to be concerned with that.
The Jews don't care about this.
Yeah.
This one makes sense. Charlie's Angels.
Okay.
Three's Company.
Uh-huh.
Partridge Family.
What is that? Is that also like a
it's an older show?
Kind of old. Okay.
Yeah, older one that I never watched.
Yeah.
Bewitched.
The Will Ferrell movie?
No, the TV show Bewitched.
I don't know what that is.
Okay. And the biggest head scratcher of all, Caleb, I can't even get through it. Monday Night Football.
Terry Bradshaw just like raping the PAs on set. What is that supposed to be?
Consensually. But no, I genuinely have no idea how you can do a parody of Monday Night Football. I guess you probably have to have like a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader, fuck Terry Bradshaw, or like Troy Aikman or something like that.
Yeah.
Because keep in mind, this is 2000s. I genuinely don't know why you would do a parody of this.
Wait, this isn't all Will Ryder, is it?
It is.
All of these?
He's done all of these.
That man. I would love to meet that. That's like, you know how we talked about how it's like, if you could meet like Hitler and just like try to understand if you could try to understand the mind of the man who's done that many porn he must be like that dude. You remember the Colonel from Boogie Nights?
Oh, yeah.
He's like, I want to see your cock, son. When he shows it to him, he's like, that's mighty. He's like, I want to shake your hand. That's mighty fine. Like, where it's like, he's like, sex is just not even, it's so like, what I interpret from that character is that it's like, you know, his life of doing this has just desensitized him from sex mattering at all or having any kind of anything, that it's like, you know, you might as well be shooting, I don't know, like wedding videos. Like it's no different in his mind. Like if you've done that many porn parodies of like sitcoms, like there's something broken in your brain where I just would love to understand how he interfaces with people. You know?
Yeah, definitely at this point, it is just, you know, a job for him. I mean, he's directed like so many feature films. I guess they are features. I shouldn't do it in air quotes like I was doing. Because, I mean, if MASH is like over 2 hours long, it is still filming. Yeah. It is still an actual job and a set, and they have, you know, craft services. They have actual, in the behind the scenes, like hair and makeup. They have, you know, them sitting at the mirror and like 2 or 3 people doing like, all right, don't move. I need to like do all this stuff. So this is an actual production, and eventually it probably just becomes, you get desensitized and it becomes just a job for you.
Yeah.
So
Damn.
That's all I really have to say about MASH. If you like the MASH TV show, you will like the non-sex scenes, I guess.
Nice.
And if you're in the mood to see Hawkeye and Trapper fuck the nurses and Radar get his dick sucked, yeah, I mean, it's decently crafted. I don't know how much I can say, honestly.
Yeah.
What can you say? It's porn. It's decently crafted, I'll put it that way.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think, do you think there's any chance, so, like, our listeners, you know, they're all ages. They go from, you know, middle school to elderly homes, you know. We have we run the gamut. Do you think there's anyone listening to this who is now who's adding that to their cart? Where did you buy this, actually? You said it was a site that's still sending you emails? Is it a scam site?
It's basically the big site that people buy it from. I think it's adultdvdempire.com, which is like the Amazon of porn DVDs.
So you heard it here first, folks. Adult DVD Empire, MASH porn parody for, what was it, $20?
Yeah, you're actually, yeah.
That was a shot in the dark. By the way.
Yeah, they are. I will
I'm
say,
like deleting my bookmarks.
Search history. Oh yeah, I just found it. I will say this: most of the DVDs I saw were about like $20. Most of them are DVDs, even the stuff coming out now, because I assume they want it to play on like most systems, play in the third world.
Yeah. Non-region coded.
DVD. Some DVD player in Sierra Leone has the MASH porn parody, and they're like, "Oh, this is so great! I want to be like Hawkeye."
What have you ever seen? It's not Cool Runnings, but it's a movie like that. It's like one of those kinds of like, you know, like maybe like American Made, but it takes place in like not that Jamaica's the third world, but you know, somewhere where it's like not, you know, it's not our society, you know, it's not necessarily up to speed with the, you know, it's not first world, I guess. Like I guess Jamaica is like 1.5 world or something, you know, close to not quite second world, but it's around there.
It's the dark world, yeah.
There's some movie that's in that kind of vein where they like go to a village and they're like, oh, you've seen, I don't know, pick a movie, fucking The Cat in the Hat or something, like with Mike Myers. It's like some bullshit movie, like, oh my god, it's like the best. It's like the only DVD they've ever had, and they worship it. Do you know what I'm talking about? Are
you misremembering Tropic Thunder? Because that's the one where Ben Stiller plays Simple Jack. He goes full.
No.
Because this is basically the same thing where he's in Simple Jack, critically bombs. It's like I Am Sam, and then he gets captured by these like Vietnamese militants. And he accidentally says like one of his lines from Simple Jack, and they're like, "Do that again!" And he goes, "You are Simple Jack. This is the only VHS tape we have in our entire village."
Yeah.
And they like praise him as a god.
Right. And it becomes like the C-3PO from Return of the Jedi kind of thing.
Yeah.
Vaguely like that. I think this is in real life though. It's a real life movie, and it's something where like it was the only movie this like village had seen. Like they didn't like worship it, but they were just like, "Oh, this is our favorite film," because it's the only film they'd seen. But it's just like some bullshit, you know.
I don't know what you're talking about, actually. Wow.
I'll research and I'll come back to you.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is Not MASH XXX, directed by Will Ryder. I'll give it 7 out of 10.
I give that cover 10 out of 10.
The cover is very, very graphic. It's unbelievable.
And Victoria, if you're listening, don't Google this cover.
Yes. To Caleb's credit, Caleb's wife, Caleb immediately was like, "I do not want to do this episode." He is not putting on a play of anything. Caleb's relatives, whoever listening to this, he was like, "Nick, I don't want to do this episode with you." So, to his credit, he's not making anything up. He genuinely is a good husband. He's not. He has conviction.
And now that you've said that, I'll slip you this 20.
Yeah, thank you.
For the DVD.
For the DVD, yes. so you can borrow it.
You wake up tomorrow, like, where did my MASH thing go?
So we've been going a while. If you want to hear the other 2 parodies that I have done extensive research on, go to patreon.com/yourolderbrothers. It is only $5 a month for 4 extra episodes, and you get to hear the other 2 porn parodies that I researched. Trust me, they are bangers. Caleb, your jaw is going to drop when you hear the next one.
I'm very excited to record it now.
On Instagram and TikTok, we are Your Older Brothers Podcast. On X, we are You Are Older Brothers. And if you want to email us about any of the porn parodies you think we should watch, in part 2 maybe, if we do this, go to yourolderbrothers@gmail.com.
If you have an idea for a porn parody that you think we should make, let us know. And we'll write the script, we'll cast real porn stars.
Yeah, we'll find them lying around.
We'll credit it to Will Ryder or Alan Smithy.
What Alan Smithy? No, yeah, we have to do... Fuck, what would our porn names be? We could be Dick, Cumson. That's my name. And you're gay bitch fucker. All right, that's the show, folks. Go to Patreon to hear more.